Hi everybody, it's Rachel here. Welcome back to Rachel and Bella Crafts. So if you've been following along with the collaboration, this should be the second time you see me today. I hope you haven't forgotten that I'm here. I'm sorry for doubling up. I just completely forgot I had another video on today. Anyway, so moving swiftly on, I'm going to do a really short, quick project for you today for day 3 of our 100 days project, which you need the hashtag for 100 days RAB, R-A-B, Rachel and Bella. So what we're going to be making today, again, I'm continuing off using the strips from my scraps from this is the very back panel now. So your flips and flaps now should be starting to take shape. Your photographs are fantastic. I've loved looking at what everybody's doing. It's great to see that some of you have already added your notches in. I'll come back to that a bit later on. And I also had a suggestion from one lovely lady who said she was desperate to see me cut the back one. I probably will, but I haven't quite decided yet, so I'm not committing myself. But if you have cut your back pocket, that's absolutely fine. These are your toppers. So today I want to show you something. I want to work on this one here, which is why I've held off from cutting my back pocket just yet, because I need the stability. So I have a strip left over that was attached to this side of this A4 sheet. And what I have done is I've already gone ahead to save time and I have backed it with a piece of cardstock from the edge of a piece of 12 by 12. It is slightly longer, obviously, because A4 is 11 and whatever it is, and this is 12 by 12. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a movable belly band. And by movable, I mean it'll be attached and you'll be able to lift it out. Now, there is a word for this, this type of fitting, and I can't think of it. So this is not my idea. This is nothing new. That's not the purpose of the 100 days. 100 days is fast, quick, easy projects. Not me having to use my brain every day to come up with something original and different. I'm just going to do my kind of take on it. So take a strip of paper that is longer than the length of your back pocket, is the point I'm trying to make. It doesn't matter. Now mine matches my background. It doesn't matter if yours does. That's absolutely fine. If it does, I suggest, because mine does match my background, what I've done is I've inked it. Now, some things I don't ink, some things I do. This I have, because obviously I don't want it disappearing into the background. But there should be no fear of that because of the next step. So, as I say, mine is longer than, I hope you can see that there, mine is longer than the page. I will explain that in a moment, why. But don't worry about that for just a minute. So, make sure that it's quite sturdy. So if you did print on paper, put it onto a bit of cardstock as I've done. And once that's done, if you want to ink it up. The next thing you'll need then is a piece of either lace or fabric that is almost, well, probably pretty much the length of this here, length of your actual thing. So, you know, but well, I can't give you a size because your envelope's a different size to mine. So I'm not going to give you any dimensions out, guys, because it's just going to confuse you. So just get a piece of fabric or lace that is the length of your piece of card that you've got at the back here now, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the fabric or lace and you're going to fold it in half, like so. Now, if you are using one long length, at this point, you'll probably want to make a cut in the bottom. I actually was using one that was that way, if that makes sense. So whereas I've just shown you this piece is that way, the one that I'm going to work with was actually like 2 of these side by side because I folded mine that way rather than folding it up. Am I making sense here? So imagine it opened out like that, okay? And I've literally folded it in half. And then what I've gone ahead and done, I'm sorry, I'm going to sneeze in a minute. What I've gone ahead and done is I have stitched down one side and, well, I've stitched it there to stitch it together because it opened out like that. And then I stitched down this side just to give it a little bit of stability because it kept kind of like springing where the join was, okay? So I've gone to the sewing machine. I hope you can see that, look. And I've done a stitch all the way down there. And then I've done a stitch all the way down there, okay? So that's basically what I was trying to say there. You can either fold it over or you can fold it that way. But it basically needs to be half the size of this. So what we're going to do next is we are going to take our long cardstock belly band and we're going to thread it through our piece of lace or fabric, okay? Now, this belly band is going to attach at the top and the centre there. Now, at the bottom, what we need to do now is we need to cut this because we're going to make a closure on the bottom here now, okay? So don't worry so much about that. We're not going to fix it down yet because I'm not done doing stuff with this yet, but I just don't want to forget about the length, okay? So the next thing that we need to do now is to cut this, and this needs to be long enough to tuck into what's left. So I'm going to cut mine, and I'm going to leave a proportion. That's all I'm going to say, because I can't give you a dimension because you're not working with the same length as me. So where it falls over the page, take it up a little bit, okay? But so basically this is almost as long as the page is. So I'm going to cut mine at that line there. All right, I hope that's making sense. It's difficult, like I say, when we're working with different measurements and stuff, but you get the idea, okay? I'm just going to ink there, and I'm just going to ink there. Right, now, what I have done now is I have left myself with, so imagine, I wonder if I got a paper clip. Probably not, because I never could do with one, but, oh, I've got one. Right, here we are. If I just paper clip that there just for the second, because I just want to make sure I'm making this really clear now. Sometimes in haste we cannot be clear, can't we? So what we're going to do now is, with this little bit that we've taken off the bottom, we're going to make a little closure point, okay? So I haven't fully covered mine, but that's fine, because I knew I was going to be bending it over. Now I need to leave enough at the bottom here so that I can pick this up and untuck it, but I don't want it to be impossible to get it in. So you don't want too much of an overlap, but you want enough that it will be steady, solid kind of thing, you know? So I'm going to fit it so that mine has got, I don't know, I can give you an indication of the distance with this, I suppose, can't I? What is that? That is 1/2 inch, thereabouts. Yeah, just over 1/2 inch, okay, overhang. So let me just move that out of the way a second now. Where's my pen gone? Oh, let's use this one. What's this? The Cornish pasty, right. So I'm just going to mark that now there. Oh, I've actually got a line there anyway. Just so I know, because I'm going to fold that now on that line, okay? I'm just going to tease that down a second, and then I'm going to fold it, which is pretty much actually in half almost. And then I know then that that'll be enough space for it to tuck inside of. So if I could just... Still can't think what the name of this is called. Oh, it's so annoying. It'll come to me after. As soon as I finish the video, it'll be like, oh yeah, it probably won't actually. It's going to take one of you guys telling me. So if whatever this closure is called, I know somebody will know. Please pop it in the comments, because it's going to drive me daft. Now, if like me, when you fold stuff in half, you don't always manage to do it in such a way that you cannot see the one behind, just trim that neat, because we don't want anything poking out from behind, do we? Keep those secrets hidden, that's what I say. Right, so we're going to just fit that onto the page, and that now should provide us with a little tuck spot, oops, in there like that, and it'll give us a closure point. And you don't actually, I don't really see the purpose of gluing the top bit to the back bit, I would just leave that gap there, and then you can just lift that in and out then of there. Or if you really wanted to, you could lift it out like that, but at least then it's just providing it with a bit of closure. Okay, so we'll be sticking that to the page in a moment, but I'll come back to that in a minute. So let's just put that there for now. Right, now this, I want us to decorate this now. The other thing I want you to do as well is actually to just score the top. Where's my scoreboard? Ooh. Because we want this to be able to open and close. I don't know, I've done my little score thing now. Oh, this will do. Right, so score approximately, I'm going to say 1 inch, okay, which is, yeah, 2.5 centimeters. So I'm going to just, but not too deep. You know what I mean when I say score, yeah? Just so that it can bend up. I'm using the wrong thing, but maybe that's not a bad thing. There, look, just so that we can do that with it, look, okay? We don't make a groove so grooved that your thing kind of falls apart. That's not the idea. And then we're going to just decorate your little belly band. So what I've brought with me to decorate today are some rather fetching buttons, which I think are rather lovely. And I have also got, now I would normally stitch these on, but time doesn't allow that today, so I'm going to cheat and I'm going to glue them on. If you want to stitch yours on, so they look more authentic, by all means do so. I'm not going to do that though. I'm going to glue mine on, well, some of them anyway. But I also have a selection of sequins. Now these can be picked up anywhere in a craft store. I think these cost me 99p. So, and I've had them forever because I don't use them very often. And then if you really want to as well, you could also use a selection of beads. Now this lovely treasure chest of beads I had given to me by my children on my 40th birthday. I don't actually use beads very often because I don't make jewellery and I don't do beading just because of my hands and I can't grip and it's too fiddly for me. So I tend to use them for things like projects like this. So what I was thinking I might do is, because obviously you can see what we've made here now. We've made ourselves a lovely deep belly band so that we can pop, you know, a nice large piece of ephemera behind there. And the fact that it's removable, it just adds to it, I think. It just gives it a bit more, you know, why not, eh? But adding this bit of lace at the front now, we want to kind of like decorate it up. So you have options here. You can either decorate your belly band with your buttons in such a way as this. Let's have a look. Somebody asked me the other day where I get all my lovely things from. And I'm sure on the camera it probably does all look wonderful and glittery because I like it to be like that, and I do set my camera lighting it well so that it does look really pretty. But please don't be under any illusion that I go out buying all these things, because the majority of my stock, my stuff, my stash has either been, oh, do you know, I know you said stolen then. It hasn't been stolen. I may have acquired a few items from Bella, but certainly not stolen them. They're all secondhand or they are recycled. So these buttons that you can see here, I actually spent ages and ages, and this is what I do every night. I sit looking through Marketplace, trawling through Facebook Marketplace until I find something. And one day I just happened to come across somebody who was selling a huge bag of buttons. You know, they're not great quality buttons, they're just buttons, really plasticky buttons, but they look great. And I bought the whole load, I think, for £5, and there was that much in there. It was like 2 big shopping bags full. I gave half of them to Bella, and a year and a half on, we're still using them. So, you know, it was literally pennies, but the deals do come around. You just have to keep looking. You have to look hard. So somebody asked me yesterday again, you know, where do you get all your lovely stuff from? How do you afford all this stuff? I don't afford it. I literally scrimp around, and that's the whole point, isn't it, Junction? And that's what I love about it. So there's one idea for you of how you can decorate your lovely bit of lace. You can pop some buttons on there. You could do a little line in the middle. You can decorate the background with your buttons. Or, and this is what I think I'm going to do with mine, and I'm just going to shut the bottom because you know what's going to happen if I don't. And my carpet's got enough marks on it. Oh my goodness. Did I tell you all the other day that I was using the distress sprays and that I put down a big piece of card to kind of catch all of the spray and not ruin my carpet? Well, yeah, it didn't work. Actually, I was hoovering the next day with the big light on, the overhead light, and looked at my carpet and realised I got a lovely yellow mark on my floor, which I now have to try and get my steamer out to the attic and clean off, so I wasn't best happy. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do, I could do a little scoop now, couldn't I? What have I got here? Oh, sorry, that more just now. So I'm going to just literally, oh, this is fun. This is like mixed media messy play without it being really messy, if that makes sense. But I am making a mess. Oh, I love it. I love it. Chuck it all in there. Get in there. Come on, because I'm in a hurry. These guys don't have long. Right, and I'm going to throw in as well a handful of these. Go on, get in there. And some more. Why not? Do you know, I almost chucked those at me then. My goodness, everybody will think I'm on a breakdown. I'm really not. I was slightly stressed this afternoon, I'm not going to lie, when I suddenly realised I had 2 videos to get out tonight. But here we go. Now, if you're going to put all this in, I don't suppose it matters if it goes behind, but you know it's going to go behind. Oh, well, I'm right, because of the card. But you might want to glue your bit of card onto the back of the lace first, just so that it doesn't do so. And then you can create yourself then a little shaker. Put some buttons in as well. So before you choose your lace or your I tell you what would be good for this, sheer, like netting or something. You know, like an old window net, that'd be really good for this because you'll be able to see stuff through it. I'm just going to throw everything in there now just so you can get the effect. Okay, right, okay, I think that's enough age. Right, that's enough mess. Oh my gosh, I could clean all this up after now. Thank goodness it's just dry mess. Right, so all you have to do then, run over to your sewing machine, or if you want to hand sew, or you can glue. But if you're going to glue them shut, if you don't have a sewing machine, make sure that all of the stuff you've put inside your shaker belly band is in the middle, because otherwise it's going to get stuck to all the glue on the edges, okay? So just make sure it's all bunched into the centre, and then you've got, you know, you can lay your glue down. I don't know why I made a rabbit noise then, sorry. You can lay your glue down, and they're not all going to get stuck in there, and then leave that dry a while. I'm going to stitch mine closed, and then I'm going to add some buttons to the top, I think, to embellish them as well. Another quick side note, if you don't have any lace or you don't have any sheer fabric, you could use vellum to create this. You could also use tracing paper. You could use a junk journal. No, not a junk journal. This is a junk journal. You could use a junk mail envelope and make the same effect. So you could cut a junk mail envelope, pop it into the center, close it up here, close it there, and where the window is, you could create a shaker thing. Or you could use any type of fabric and not put something inside, and then you can decorate the outside with buttons, as I showed you in my first example. Okay guys, that's it. I'm not going to tell you any more. Oh, the closure. Right, let's just glue that on, because you'll want to know how to do that. So literally, and then I want you to go off and use your imaginations then and show me how you're going to decorate yours. This is like the most simple piece of ephemera I think we've ever made. So, you know, you can put all your efforts then, can't you, into embellishing it. And let's see what you come up with. So you can come up with the most elaborate ideas, because this is a really quick solution today, just to keep the video short. But there we go. We glued that down. Now make sure that that bit there doesn't get glued on. You could almost use an altered paper clip for this. You could put a paper clip in there really, so that it doesn't spring up, but at least then you've got the room. So if it does become an issue, pop a paper clip in there and shut it, and then you'll have a gap then to slide in and out of. But I'm going to leave mine loose like that for now. And then this will sit inside of there then, and you will glue then the top part there, okay? But obviously try and get it all centered in the middle. All right, so imagine now I've glued that there now. I'm not going to glue it because I need to go and stitch my belly band, but there we are. And then you'll be able to lift it up, and because you've scored it, everything's just falling out my belly band. Oh, look at the sacrifices I make to explain myself properly to you guys. There we are, all right? And then we'll be able to tuck it back in there then. Okay? So, go use your skills and your creativity, and then show me what you come up with. Excellent. Right, I'm going to leave it at that today, guys. Don't forget to post your makes into the group, into the event page, and just generally share them everywhere, because it's lush, and I love the fact that you're all doing the 100-day project. And I will see you all very soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.